knows at times I can be misunderstood. Yeah. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. All I ask is you will try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. 'Cause loving me ain't easy. I know it ain't.
What's going on, and welcome to Black King's Free Game. I'm here with the man with the plan. That coast with the most. Representative Al Williams.
Thank you so much, man. You're too kind.
Look.
You're too kind. I came for the introduction. I can leave now.
Look. Yeah, I've given everyone, you've been on the show multiple times.
Yes, I have.
Given them your background. They should already know.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone, this is what you call the trailblazer of trailblazers, okay? And today we're here to talk about T-Splost. And well, first, how's your week been so far?
Busy. They get. I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older or because it's getting busier. I got to figure that out.
Well, look, I thank you for coming today because, look, he had other things that he was going to do. He could have been already gone doing something else, but he chose to be here with us to let the public know exactly what is going on with T-Splost. So we're not going to hold him up long. So you guys, if you're in the comments, I want you guys to go ahead, type in your questions. I'll be reading them right here. Don't hesitate, but we're going to get into it. I have one of the a main question that a lot of people don't even know is, what does T-Splost stand for?
Transportation splosh, and it's T-Splosh because it will deal with roads, bridges, and anything related to transportation.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And from my understanding, and you tell me if I'm wrong, the T-Splosh is collected from everyone. It's a tax that when anybody spends money inside of Liberty County, there's a percentage that goes straight into that fund. Am I correct in saying that?
That is correct. This is one of the few times everybody can play in this game.
Yes.
The advantage we have is 95 runs through here. And we have a lot of military people in and out. We have a lot of contractors in and out. Anytime a dollar is spent, 1 cent of that money will go into the general fund controlled by the county commissioners. And what happens is you don't have to levy property taxes to do things. We have so many things that Splosh has done for this community. And this is another opportunity. We have roads that need to be paved. Roads are costing $1 million, $1.5 million a mile to pave now.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
and bridges that need to be improved. Being costing $1 million, $1.5 million a mile to pave now.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
and bridges that need to be improved. The county commission and the municipalities like Riceboro and other Midway and others, they will get a proportionate amount, and that division is based on population. So, and I know that the county, I think, gets around 30 million, 34 million of the projected, and of that, the first district commissioner gets 5 million of that to use in the first district, so it benefits everybody.
Okay. Now, with these programs, well, not with the program, but with the Splost, a couple of questions I've gotten is, with our local vendors and everything, is a focus on getting local vendors to get some of these contracts to circulate the money back into the community?
That has always been a push for me, and that is, in general, to get local contractors, but in particular to make sure that minority contractors are at the table and get a piece of the pie.
Okay.
I push for that in every spot in Liberty County, and I have seen millions spent. But before the good Lord calls me to go wherever He's going to send me, and I hope it's heaven. But
Yes.
when I'm called, I'd like to be able to point at one person and say he's a millionaire because we made sure he had a seat at the table and got a piece of the pie.
Yes, sir. That would be a beautiful thing. I volunteer as tribute also. You know, look. Now, with getting this message out to the public, one of the people that got it across to me and that I've seen, talk about it in different circles is Crystal Hart.
Yes.
Now, is Crystal, because I know that it's got to be marketed to the public. Is Crystal Hart on board as far as, getting it out? Because she's really talking about it a lot.
Yeah,
I know I'm being nosy, but
No. We're doing an organizational meeting real soon with the chamber, and the chamber
Okay.
kind of coordinating. But Crystal Hart has a unique marketing ability, and I would dare say anything that we do that does not include Crystal is a
Okay.
terrible and grievous mistake. I'll certainly be pushing for her to continue to be involved, and even more so.
yes, sir. Now, what is the biggest misconception that people are saying about T-Splosh? Because everybody's not on board with
Of course.
it. What's the main thing that you've heard negatively about T-Splosh?
I don't know any other way to put it, but the haves are happy. It's the have-nots that need it. And I just hate it when folk have reached a point in life where they're very comfortable and hadn't reached back and brought anybody. This benefits everybody. Everybody. This benefits, we've got potholes that
Yes, sir.
need to be fixed. We've got a lot of things that need to be done. And the biggest detractors are those that pretty well have it made. We got a lot of people that come down 84 and turn right and get on 95.
Yes.
And come home, turn left, and go down. At
Yes.
other places, they spend the time spent here is for home and sleeping. But it's vital, and these folk are valuable members of the community, and it grieves my heart when they oppose something like T-Splosh. T-Splosh lost by 34 votes before. 34. And we got more people in your subdivision that
Yes.
didn't vote. They could have won this thing.
Yes.
We need to turn out and make it happen.
When will it be another vote on T-Splosh?
This vote will come up in November.
November.
November, yes, sir.
So that's what the poll training, because yes, I've seen people up there at the polls and they've been doing training lately.
Yeah, now, right now, we're voting for Public Service Commissioner
Okay.
in Georgia. So there's an election going on right now that for some reason is one of the best kept secrets in Georgia. You see, the Public Service Commission is different. You're chosen by districts, and you must live in the district. But even though you're in the district, everybody in Georgia has to vote.
Okay.
The young lady running from Savannah, Ms. Johnson, and got 3 or 4 good candidates in the Atlanta area and several others, but nobody is talking about the Public Service Commission race. And I'll be frank with you, I laid at the feet a lot of time of the candidates, because if I was running for state office, first thing I'd do is I'd pick up the phone and call, if I'm running as a Democrat or Republican, if I'm a Democrat, I call every Democratic member of the General Assembly first. We represent everybody in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And if I was a Republican, I'd do the very same thing, because I represent over 60,000 people. And how do you run for a statewide office? And I haven't heard, I bumped into one of the candidates one day, still hadn't heard from her anymore.
That's one thing we don't know how to reach out anymore.
And I question, how are you going to serve if you don't know how to reach out now?
Yes, that's right. King Fraser said that it's one of the fairest tax. I would agree with you on that. The T-Splosh is the fairest thing because everybody will be contributing.
Everybody.
Everyone. And that's something that when you catch that, you don't have to worry about where it's coming from. That means that all of our military members, when they purchase, when you have somebody to just come in to visit and they purchase, it's all going towards that fund. And it helps fund to get our roads better, our communities better, and our transportation on point. So that nobody can complain. Man, every time I ride down this road, man, I popped my tire the other day. Like, you don't have to complain with
You have to complain.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody having an opportunity to participate, and you made a good point there. We have a huge military community.
Yes.
A lot of our military community, some of them live on Fort Stewart, others live in Richmond Hill, but everybody who goes anywhere in Liberty County during the day, if you buy a hamburger, a meal, you buy clothes, you buy gas, whatever you buy,
Yes.
they will help pay for our T-SPLOST program.
Now, I know we were talking about T-SPLOST, but what other SPLOST do we have?
Well, now we have it's not we've got an e-SPLOST that goes strictly to education.
Okay.
It's not on the ballot this time. It passed before, but one big thing is we passed last year House Bill 581.
Okay.
581 is designed to be a homestead exemption act, especially in areas where there's no homestead exemption. The first bill I signed as a legislator, as one of the three main signers, was in 2005 when I signed the Kemp DeLoach Williams homestead bill. It was named after Senator Renee Kemp, Representative Buddy DeLoach, and me.
Yes.
So it's the Kemp DeLoach Williams, which caps, and we need a better understanding. We need more participation in that. But it's there. If you're a homeowner, you have to ask for it. Unfortunately, it should be automatic, but you just have to say, I want to sign up for the Kemp DeLoach Williams homestead, which caps and helps you on some of these increases. Most of our increases has come because of the huge increase in the cost or the sale of houses. And as a realtor, you know, I remember, I'm old enough to remember, when you could buy a house on Glen Bryant in Hinesville for less than $60,000.
That is true.
There is no place. You might get a single car garage for $60,000 now, but ain't no house coming with it.
Yeah, it's true.
That's all you can buy. And so as valuations have gone up, there has been a difference in our taxes, of course. But it's a two-edged sword. Let's say you have a house that you built for $150,000, $125,000. And it hadn't been that long ago. Now that house is worth $225,000.
Yes.
So you building some huge equity based on what you bought it for. But look what you can sell it for if you so desire.
That is correct. And I have to do this right now before I get in trouble because I'm always trying to hold myself accountable. To Antonita Mosley, I apologize, okay? I apologize because a week ago when we were talking about SPLOST, she said, it's an E-SPLOST. I know it's an E-SPLOST. I said, woman, I know about T-SPLOST. I don't know about, so she was correct in saying about the E-SPLOST. So I apologize. I'm holding myself accountable,
I
man.
want to see your bag.
I know it. Hey, we have our viewers watching. And another question. With that, the tax that you were talking about, is that a SPLOST, the one that will help us with our property taxes and bring it down? Because I know that was used, the same premise was used in Macon, Georgia. And I know that in Macon, Georgia, some people are paying $30 a year because of that tax. Am I correct in saying that? Or
You're correct. I'm not quite sure about in Macon, but I do know that we've seen throughout the state 20 to 30% reduction in taxes. That's a huge reduction because you could very easily be paying $2,000 or $3,000 a year now. And that's not a huge house anymore.
exactly.
But if you take 30% off of it,
yes,
that's a big help.
It makes a big difference.
It makes a big difference. It is designed to give tax relief, ad valorem tax relief. Is what it's designed for.
But hold on, just to see how other people see it. they think that this money is going into somebody else's pocket and it's not coming to the people. How would they know where the money's going? Because I keep telling folks, if you want to know, you got to go to the meetings.
Yeah.
You got to find out, because there's something called the project list. Am I correct? in that?
Yes. There's going to be a list of projects, and the simplest way I can put it is if 581 does, and you live in Hinesville, and when you get a 30% decrease in your taxes, if you think somebody else is going to get it, give it to me. 'Cause, I mean, 30%, even if you can't figure, you can see the difference.
Yes, sir.
So no, it doesn't go in anybody's pocket. It goes toward projects. And there is, when things that you spend and the government has authority to appropriate, if it gets jammed up and it goes in somebody's pocket, there is an address. The address will be at Smith State Prison or Atlanta Federal Penitentiary.
Glenville, Georgia.
Glenville, Georgia. But,
Yes.
that does not happen. If it does, it's just a matter of time before you get caught.
That's right.
Nobody is siphoning off E-splosh, T-splosh, any kind of splosh.
Yes, sir.
It's designated and it's audited. And 581, the counties will have to submit, everybody that enjoys it will have to submit certain documents, and it'll be audited by the Revenue Department, by their auditors. So nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
That won't come out.
Now, there are other splossed, like there's a F splossed, because I'm sitting here and Mr. King Fraser just said that'll be on the ballot in November also. Are you familiar with F?
No, tell Mr. Fraser, tell me what kind of F-splosh he's talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead and let us know in the comments, Justin, what the F splossed is about, because I'm unfamiliar with that one too. Unless you made a typo, I don't know.
I think he put an F where he wanted a T.
It might be. I'm trying to see if that's next to it in the keyboard. I never heard of it. But now with the project list, is this available on any government website yet?
I don't think it's complete yet. It's still an organizational thing, but the county commission is very open.
Yes.
And they're going to share exactly where this money is going, and you have a right to ask your commissioner and directly. You can stay informed. I know each and every one of the commissioners up there, and I don't know anybody that's trying to hide anything. I think they're very forthcoming, and they do an excellent job. And my godson got his alphabet mixed up with F and T.
I know you talking about Jay. You listen, I understand. It happens sometime.
It happens.
Is there any splossed? Because I'm willing to pay a splost if there's something that would get more things like a entertainment building. Is there any kind of splost that we're already paying that can contribute to public buildings?
Well, you pay taxes now.
I know, property taxes. Yes.
And that comes under the purview of, in our case, in the county commission, or if you're in the city of Hinesville, they do the capital improvements out of their budget. And we've heard there's always a need, and I do know that Commissioner Frazier has advocated for years.
Yes.
For building, and it's good advocacy, and we'll get there. I hear people, and let me give you one of the big misnomers. Folks say, we don't want no more car washes. We don't want no more service stations.
That's what we say.
Hey, let me just say this. In a capitalistic society,
yes,
if there is a need, when you see Wawa come,
yes,
Wawa, two of them
at the same time.
Wawa didn't just say, I like Hinesville. They did marketing studies.
Research, yes.
The research says there's a market. Same thing with Tidal Wave, the car wash folk, and the new one on General, and all these new ones.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes when I go down the Tidal Wave, the line's so long I have to wait. There is a market. When you come from Savannah and you get caught in a traffic jam almost at Liberty High coming in to Hinesville, all those are cars that need to be washed.
Uh-huh.
And if the market is not here, folk won't build it.
Yes.
If we obviously we didn't need Krispy Kreme.
God, I don't know
And
why.
I love Krispy Kreme.
Ooh, I love it.
But the market closed them down.
Yes, I
You
can
see, I hear folk, another thing I've heard for years, two things. Why we don't have a skating rink? Because they don't make the cutoff. We had one.
Yes.
When you were a little boy.
Yes, sir.
We had a skating rink. The business did not keep it open. There wasn't enough.
We had a drive-in movie theater. Oh, we got the breakdown. So apparently there's a FSPLOS. The FSPLOS stands for Floating Local Option Sales Tax. This is brought to you by Patrick Underwood. It's the new sales tax created by the House Bill 581 that can be used by counties. So I think it's an additional to the bill. It's an addition SPLOS that will help offset
It's a part of 581, and what 581 does, if you have a tax now, you can get a part of it.
Okay.
But you must have a municipal or county tax now to be eligible. 581 will not be voted on in November. 581 was voted on by the legislature. It is law. We tweaked it some because it was taking too much money from the Board of Education, so we have made sure that whatever money is drawn out because of it, they will be made whole.
Okay.
But there will not, 581 will not be voted on.
HB 582, it was an amendment 40 years ago. Okay.
No, we just passed 481 last year, so it couldn't have been 4 years ago that it was done.
Yeah, okay.
We passed 581 last year.
Yes.
And we amended it because to make sure that boards of education did not lose money. Everybody had an opt-out clause. It was not mandatory that you take 581. If you were a city or a county or board of education, all you had to do was say, I want to opt out. I'm not going to participate. But if you're not a taxing municipality, you're not in anyhow. You know, it doesn't come directly to you. See, 581 right now, the only taxing municipality we have in Liberty County is Hinesville.
Yes.
Okay? And the County of Liberty. And 581 was designed for those. And they're designed for one thing and one thing only, and that's to reduce property taxes.
Yes.
There are no capital, nothing in there. What you gonna do? Nothing at all.
And if you guys have questions, we have about 7 minutes left because our rep has other things that he has to do. He stopped in for you to ask your questions. If you have any concerns about the T-SPLOS, go ahead and get your questions in. We're going to continue this talk. Don't forget to go to YouTube and like and subscribe to Black King's Free Game. So
let me say this before I have to go. On Saturday morning, you've been many times, our first Saturday meeting, some time ago, my son, Malcolm Williams, was talking about Midway and what can we do, what can we do. So I got busy and started looking. I've got a group coming in Saturday morning at 8 o'clock that I saw when the home heating, the bill that they insulated and did things to reduce your electric bill or gas bill.
Yes, sir.
$7 or $9 billion was taken out by the Trump administration. So it's going to be hurt. So I've got a nonprofit coming in that will do the very same thing.
Okay.
Work on insulation and improving your house to the point where your heat and your air is not going out the door, under the floor, or out the windows.
Okay.
And we will be talking about that 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
The first Saturday of every month.
First Saturday every month, and your church has been gracious enough to allow us to use the main edifice, and thank you so much for your help. The main edifice, because we do expect people to come out, because if you think that your house needs nothing, don't show up. That's easy. If there's something you'd like to see improve your energy costs, you need to come.
Yes, sir.
And we'll start taking applications Saturday morning. We'll start taking applications 8 o'clock.
They can come there and fill out for that.
We'll have some forms ready Saturday morning, but we will explain the program. I've got 2 people coming out of Atlanta, 2 experts, who will explain it in every detail and answer every question. And boom, if that's for you, get your application in.
So that means this Saturday coming up, correct?
First Saturday.
First Saturday. It's going to be at Midway Congregational Church right beside the Dorchester Center at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
You guys be there. And before we go, the homestead exemption.
Yeah.
Where would they have to go in order to fill it? Would they need to go to the same place as the
You just go to the tax assessor's office
yes.
and ask, can you be signed up for Kemp Deloach Williams?
The Kemp Deloach Williams.
If you live in Liberty County, you're eligible to go in there and sign up.
You guys, you heard it here. That's tax relief right there for you. Some of these things, it doesn't happen automatically. You have to take the action in order to get it done. So we're going to ask Representative Al Williams to give his insight for the motivation for the rest of the week. And we're going to let him get on about his day. But we really appreciate him coming. Is there anything you would like to tell the public today?
Just that we know we're living in very uncertain times, but do not despair, because we can make it. You still have the most potent thing of anybody in the world, and that's called your vote. And for those of you that forgot to vote, please don't complain, because I really don't like to have a conversation with a non-voter. I really don't.
No, that's
so
right.
Go talk to another non-voter, because that's 2 people who are in the dark talking to each other.
Yes, sir.
And so, but get registered, turn out. In November, there'll be several questions, but you want to pass T-Splosh. Go out and vote for the Public Service Commission. Now, I think early voting is still going on. The election is June the 17th. We haven't had a Public Service Commission election in 5 years because of some court fights. But do that, vote. Above all else, whatever you do. Now, as a politician, I like to tell you to vote, but I tell you vote for one person, and that's me. But I'm not telling anybody how to vote. I'm just telling you, please, vote. I don't know how you look your children in the face if you don't vote. You need to vote. You need to start telling them about voting, and take these babies with you to the polls.
Yes.
Where they can see you work that machine and guarantee democracy for them. Thank you so much. I'm always privileged and blessed to be here. And thank the citizens of the 168 for keeping me around a while. I appreciate them so much.
Always. Thank you, Representative Al Williams. And thank you for viewing today. This is Black Kings Free Game, and we've been with Representative Al Williams from District 168. We thank you for your time, kings and queens, and we're right.